This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Pants are notoriously one of the hardest things to get right in an outfit. A lot of the times, it's because you probably don't even know how they're supposed to fit. And that was me for 90% of my life. I personally just didn't care. But recently, I've actually been putting a lot of my fashion experimenting into pants, and I've come across so much stuff that I wish I just knew earlier. Like probably the best new info that I've found in years. And I'm here to share all of that with you guys today. Or I might just take a 10-minute tangent and then hit you with a Squarespace ad at the end. Okay, so before we get into the actual juice that you guys are probably gonna find very helpful and useful, I just have to hit you with this. I know it's gonna be boring, but you need this though. You need to get your measurements. Can you guys just please do this? I'm gonna play this at 2x speed, and you can just take screenshots and get your measurements. You need to figure out what fits good on you to look good on you. It honestly does not even take that long, but if you don't want to measure yourself, here are some reference charts for you to go get your numbers from. Go measure your favorite fitting pants as a reference. And if you don't have a favorite pair of pants that actually fits you yet, then dude, okay, real quick, I'm going back to real speed. If you don't have a favorite pair of pants that fits you yet, and you don't want to get your measurements, you're a lost cause, bro. Like, why are you even here? Anyways, if you don't have that, take a tape measure and go out to a store. I'm not even joking. Go out to like a big store, a vintage store, and go figure it out in the fitting. Once you have all that, we can move on and build from there. And also, these numbers won't be consistent with every pair that you get, but it is a good guide to what will look good on your body. You guys just want everything without putting... You just want the rewards without putting in the work. So in my opinion, the pants-shoes relationship is the biggest, most important make or break part of your outfit, but we will get into that later. First, let's start with the way your pants and your top interact. Because this is like the most visual real estate on the outfit. It's probably the tip that you're gonna find the most instantly effective, the most instant results. It also just establishes the entire composition of your outfit, so this kind of just helps with everything that comes into fit building. The top and bottom go hand in hand, so obviously each part affects one another. It seems obvious when you say it out loud and think about it, but it's also a very forgettable detail. It's all contextual. But the general rule I've noticed for what ends up looking great silhouette-wise, make sure your top is the same width, if not slimmer. Slimmer might honestly be better visually than the widest part of your pants. This is basic visual composition. We can talk the length and the crop later. That's just more contextual. It's more towards your taste, depends on your body. But just this rule of thumb of keeping the width of your top and your pants aligned is more of a visual rule than it is anything to do with fashion, as this is just kind of how your brain does math and it processes things. We just like the way this information gets fed to our eyes a lot. We love this package. Why? I don't know. I mean, look at the pyramids. We love this. This is some of the coolest stuff that's ever been done in history. Imagine if they built the pyramids without taking their measurements first, though. They definitely took their measurements first. Lately, I've been styling my fits with pants first, as in I've been picking what pair of pants do I want to wear today, and then styling around that. And I've noticed my approach to what top I'm gonna wear has changed dramatically. For example, these wide, high-waisted Acne trousers that I got are probably my most worn pair of pants of the past month. And I think it's because they really open up what I can wear up top. Because they're pretty wide, but they have a lot of dynamics because the waist is super tight, it's high up, and then the leg kind of spreads out at the bottom. For example, obviously, this wide bottom would look really good paired with a tight top, like a tight shirt or a tank top. This is probably my bread and butter for the whole summer. I don't know what's going on this summer. I've just been kind of wearing the same thing 99% of the time. Just a good raised online mint tee or an Arcana tank top. I feel like I look good, and then I don't really need to, and it's so hot too, so I'm like, I don't want to put anything more on. But also, the well-tailored pants kind of just set me up to go anywhere. Just tight waist, wide legs. I feel like I can conquer the earth. But here now, I have this other pair of pants that fits way slimmer, which I love. I love these. I feel like they still look really good, and it still does look really good with a tight shirt or a tank top. But now, when I throw something wide or oversized, I feel like this does not achieve the same results as the other pair of pants, and I feel like I have to style completely different The box is smaller. I'm telling you, man, I feel like this is just a big visual game, especially when it comes to pants. Just tight waist, wide leg. It doesn't even have to be crazy wide. Like, here's some jeans I'm making for my brand Raised Online. Like, it's a great, simple fit, falls on the leg well, is a very nice drape. It's definitely my most worn pair of jeans. And it's definitely because this like little waist taper right here with the slight wide thigh kind of shooting out laterally. I feel like this situation right here creates a lot of nice silhouettes. Even when it sits low on the waist, I love the way this like hourglass situation creates separation from my top and my bottom. It's just the small stuff like this that takes your pant game to another level. It makes everything feel so much more intentional. And honestly, probably my favorite style tip of the past this year, probably, is discovering this and just utilizing it properly. Okay, so now for the most important and underrated, underappreciated, make or break. This is the most important part of the outfit, the pants-shoes relationship. This right here, this is the silent killer of most people's outfits. Because when the pants are too long, they're too stiff, they're too wide, too short, there are so many different ways that you could fumble right here. So let me show you what I have found to work. We love a good heel bite, you know, it's a good character, but also relax. You know, it really only takes a couple minutes to learn how to hem your own pants. Or you could just get them altered somewhere. That also does not take that long, and you will be so surprised how 90% of the time it is a length problem and only a length problem. A lot of you probably already know this, but just don't want to take that extra step to maybe getting a couple inches off. Like, how do you know exactly what's wrong and then not fix it? If you ever needed a sign, this is your sign to go get those pants hemmed. You only got to do it once. Let's be honest, guys. You're not growing anymore. You're not growing anymore. Go get your pants hemmed. Just get your pants hemmed. Just get your pants. Like the trousers that I was showing earlier, they used to kind of go down to here, which looked a little ridiculous on the shoes, especially with this type of fabric. Like, you don't want this getting absolutely wrecked in the back. Pause. Like, on body, like, this kind of fit the same, you know, it looks the same up here, but then the pants-shoes relationship was and you see what I mean? How, like, 90% of the visual real estate can be good, but as soon as the pants and the shoes don't work together, the whole thing is trash. But I got the pants shortened in like a day, and I can't stop wearing them now. They work with like everything. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't grow. You can go and buy a million different 32 inseam pants, right? From the brand to the material to the price to the... It doesn't even matter. If it's a 32 and you're a 30, it's not gonna fit you properly. I get it though, because it's like human behavior, you know, we like going to, like when you open the fridge and there's no food in there and you're like, fuck, and then you leave and then you come back and you're like, not that you're hoping that there's gonna be more food in there, but you open it anyways and you're still disappointed. That is you wearing the wrong size pair of pants all the time. Like I said, you're not gonna magically just grow 2 inches. Your legs are not just gonna randomly be longer and it's like, wow, look, pants just fit on me now. Just go figure this out and it will change your life, I promise. I feel like I've never looked better in pants. And it's not like, and again, I didn't grow. I'm starting to think I grew. Actually. Another small detail I like is drape. When something is too stiff, I feel like you lose the romance between the pants and the shoes. Or even just on body, like when things are too stiff, I feel like it's just not as cool, it's not as flattering. But these Raised Online jeans, like I brought up earlier, the reason they look like this and they move like this is they're made with this material Tencel, which is this sustainable tree fiber technology blended with some recycled cotton, which is a win-win for everybody. I feel like we're gonna see a lot of this specific material used in the future, just because of how good it looks and how much less waste there is using this technique. But it also just creates such a unique movement with the fabric. It's super soft and drapey, but it looks exactly like a pair of denim would. But the reason I bring this up is because of how drapey it is. The way it sits on your shoes, especially you sneaker people out there, is it stacks and it drapes beautifully. It's like they're kissing. It's like they're making love. Even with boots, these sit so well on them and just everything looks so good in motion. And you can also achieve this kind of vibe with a more broken down, aged denim, like vintage pair of denim, the way the fabric just gets soft over time. But with pants, sometimes you actually just have to see what works on your body, like visually. And then once you kind of figure out why things look good on you, how to make things look good on you, you can go and figure out the styling, which I feel like people skip the first step and just go straight to, I'm gonna wear the craziest pair of jeans to hide the fact that I don't know what looks good on me. It just takes knowing what looks good and then you can get going from there. And that is why I always vouch for the sponsor of this video, Squarespace, for making it easy for people to figure out what looks good and making it easy to evolve from there. Squarespace is the best place to make a website for absolutely anything. They got over hundreds of designer award-winning templates so that you can go figure out what looks good and then make it look better. But they also have this website building system called Fluid Engine, where it essentially just puts every single graphic and technical part of the website on a grid where you can click and drag and move things just as you think someone is doing when they're building a website, when in reality it's probably much harder, but now it's actually not hard at all. And since I run an e-commerce online clothing store, my personal favorite feature was just how easy it was to set up e-commerce, which is usually a big headache, but with Squarespace, everything is already integrated onto the website builder. So whatever you're using, there's probably already a plugin for it. And you too can go see how easy this all is and make something look good for the first time in your life at squarespace.com/frugalaesthetic, where you can get a free trial of the website builder. And then if you want to place an order for a website or a domain, you'll get 10% off your first order at squarespace.com/frugalaesthetic. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video and making everything look good. And it's so easy. You guys don't even want to get your measurements, bro. Get your measurements. Get your measurements. Learn the composition of your body